Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we have a coffee request. If you want to request a video, click over here or go over to Buy Me Coffee, and thank you for your support. Today's video comes from Whiplash, and Whiplash says, "Yes Theory, one of my favorite YouTube channels. They always create videos that are so wholesome and well produced. I'll start with requesting a new video about Syria and how it has evolved after the dictatorship and war has calmed down at the end of 2024. The world and politics is one thing, but humans are always beautiful at the core." Guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Whiplash. If it wasn't your support, guys, it would be very hard. It would be like almost impossible for me to choose a video that is this long. So thank you so much for the support. It helps me keep here on YouTube full time. So let's check this out and go support Yes Theory. Link is in the description if you want to watch it without my reaction. Let's go.
13-year civil war in Syria.
As rebel forces celebrate their stunning victory,
Toppling the regime of Bashar al-Assad in just 11 days.
Bashar al-Assad fled to Moscow.
Uncertainty remains for minority groups all over the country.
Yo, this looks like a movie.
Last time I was here,
4K.
a ruthless dictatorship had been ruling the country for 55 years, and I wasn't allowed to speak about it. A word taken the wrong way by the regime could have put both me while I was in the country, and mostly my friends would have to stay after we published our story into grave danger. Despite a dictatorship that seemed even just 6 months ago like it would never fall, after 13 years in civil war, close to 50% of the country's buildings destroyed, over 500,000 lives lost, and almost 7 million refugees displaced, the regime, in a brisk turn of events to everyone's surprise, was toppled on December 8, 2024. With its weakened allies of Russia and Iran, Syria's dictator Assad, his family, and close allies fled to Russia, and all of a sudden, Syria was free. A freedom that likely cost the heaviest of.
Guys, before we continue, the production value is insane. This looks like a documentary. This looks like a beginning of a movie, in fact. Wow, that's amazing.
Price in modern history. The country today is now very different than it was 3 years ago, and is in the middle of a rapid transition.
Okay.
At the moment, it is almost in a state of semi-anarchy, as the revolutionary forces now run the country under a transitional government. And unfortunately, over the last few weeks, violence has broken out between different ethnic groups within the country, leading many minorities to worry about their safety within Syria. Many questions lay ahead for this nation who has seen so much torment. But many of those who fled the country are now looking back with hopes for a better future, but also with dreams to return to their homeland they were forced to flee. One of those people is Tarek, a Yes Theory subscriber, and his mother, who emailed us wanting to travel back to Syria with us. They fled to the US in 2011 when the civil war broke out, expecting to return quickly. But the conflict got worse and worse, and what was supposed to be a few months away turned into 14 years. We just so happened to be planning a trip back to Syria when we saw this email and decided to bring him, his mother, and wife along to tell their story.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry in this video. I might not.
And visit the home they hadn't stepped foot in 14 years.
Oh wow. Syria in 2025. Part 1. Wow.
Even with the Assad regime gone, getting flights into Damascus is really
This is a full
difficult.
movie.
So our whole squad would have to meet up in Beirut, Lebanon, and go from there. Our team for this trip would be myself, Amar, Corey, and Tuma. And at the airport, we got to meet Tarek.
I'm very happy to meet you.
His wife Hine, and his mom Alia, who were overflowing with the anticipation of going back home.
Yo, already wanna cry in this.
When we were landing,
This is so wholesome.
She started tearing up. Wow. بحب لبنان كتير إحنا كمان.
Feels surreal doing it with you this time. How are you feeling?
A lot of things. As someone who's been away from homeland, for my case it was voluntarily. You know, I just chose to stay away to avoid military service, but for them, they fled. To just get to share this moment with them and make it happen is
Yo,
the biggest
don't
blessing.
say that in a
Ready to go?
popular video.
I feel like I'm still dreaming until I hit Damascus and see that first road. I miss so much.
Is he still a conscript or no?
I miss my neighbors. I miss the country. Thank God we're free at last.
Wow.
They just stopped on the middle of the highway. Oh my god, it is... What the hell? What is happening? Oh,
It's
God!
snow.
We have stopped in the middle of the highway
To play with
1
snow.
hour away from the Syrian border, and we are having a snowball fight. You can't make this up. Oh, got him!
Little pre-border celebration. That was up.
Yeah, guys, it doesn't matter how bad the situation gets in your country, it's still your country. You still want to go back, you still want to be
While
there.
we'd been enjoying the novelty of snowfall here in the Middle East, all the traffic combined with the snowy and icy roads was beginning to create a difficult and hazardous driving situation.
Adventure before the adventure even begins. We are stuck here, and a lot of cars are struggling dealing with the snow and the ice on the roads. Clearly, in a place where it doesn't snow very often, when it does, it leads to a lot of problems. Yeah.
They're all happy to see the snow.
Oh, we can't go this way?
And now the snowfall was getting so bad that we were facing road closures, forcing us to detour through sketchy mountainous roads to
Dang.
reach the Syrian border.
That is so dangerous.
It's the slipperiest road I've ever been on. Like, no joke. As soon as I walked out, I didn't have any grip.
Beneath this layer of snow is just ice. We
Oh
are
my
stuck
goodness.
in a mountain road here with the snow, and the problem is that there's a
It's very dangerous because if you go downhill, there's no brake that can stop the car from sliding down a mountain. Like, it's crazy dangerous.
cutoff time at the border. It's 10 p.m. right now. Drive should have only been about 20 minutes left, maybe even less, but right now this is what's in front of us. No one's moving, so we are now not sure if we're going to be able to make it across the border tonight. I have no clue where we would go.
Well, yeah, we'll make it, inshallah. Don't worry.
Dang, just getting there was already a mission.
18 minutes, 17 minutes.
Have to get stamped before 11, which is in 5 minutes.
Wow. So you can't after midnight or after 11? They made it in 5 minutes.
We are the very last people to cross the border tonight, and we made it with just enough time to get all our stamps done.
That's amazing. How do these things happen? I'm gonna cry.
Feels good. Feel everything you need to feel, man.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry so much. We're 5 minutes into the video, I'm already feel like crying. Oh man.
We are officially crossing into Syria.
We did it!
Dang.
1 a.m. at the Syrian border. Welcome. This is the last thing I think any of us expected. We go from high stress to absolute ecstasy.
Goodness. They're so happy.
With the stress of the last-minute border crossing behind us, it was time to head towards Damascus, where more friends were up all night waiting for us.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Fadi, right?
Yes.
Good to meet you, Fadi.
Oh, good to see you.
Man, it's not an easy journey. Very tiring. They must be really exhausted.
Welcome back.
Some of you might remember Fadi and Gaida from the previous time I went to Syria. Since I last saw her, Gaida's life has transformed pretty drastically, in large part because of our video, which allowed her to make the life-changing move to Europe.
They changed her life. Well, they changed many people's lives, didn't they? I don't know much about Yes Syria, but
to tell
that
about
much
Syria
I know.
today. We'll safeguard us for next week's episode in our part 2. But for now, with all the members of our travel crew fully assembled, we were finally ready to explore the new Syria.
Syria gets a very bad rep, so I hope this video changes a lot of opinions.
Good morning. Is that you? That was to me. I think I'm her favorite. I'm just letting you guys know.
I love you.
Mama love every morning.
Definitely
Welcome to our
her
official
favorite.
day 1 in Syria.
Our main mission with Tarek and Alia was to visit their apartment, which fortunately was still standing 14 years later despite missile fire landing in their very street many times. But first, we decided to enjoy the privilege of exploring this ancient city together.
What did you say?
Like, you go crazy over you. You go crazy over you. Like, he's complimenting. This is so surreal. We're walking in old Damascus. It just felt so unattainable for the last almost 2 decades, you know?
Yeah.
And now we're just here. Oh, I mean, people are happy, calling you a cutie pie and... When you greet someone, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is "Tfaddal," like come on over. Like the first thing is always come in first and then we speak. Like it's an invitation to get into their space.
Nice. They're so friendly.
No, not Syrian. Swedish.
He's Swedish?
ممكن واحنا راجعين نعدي عليك عشان احنا قاعدين في الاوتيل اللي هنا ممكن لما نرجع نعدي نشرب معاك شاي
أكيد أكيد يلا يسلم يا عم
هون كل يوم بنمر قدامك
We'll have tea every
الله
day.
يا رب.
This is, we
Such
haven't
a
even set
friendly
foot outside yet,
neighbor.
and we're already getting invited for tea. I feel already welcome
He's
back.
Swedish? I never knew that, guys. He's Nordic.
What does coming back to these locations mean to you?
My history, my background, my childhood.
I think the only video I saw of them was with Will Smith.
Incredible. Everyone is very friendly and nobody seems to mind being filmed.
Like he caught that I was Egyptian from my accent and then he started speaking to me in Egyptian Arabic. Oh man, what a vibe.
Yeah, every single person you meet is like so friendly. Every single person has a story here of hardship, but they see foreigners and they're still smiling. Like you'd think that you'd be the opposite, right?
But knowing how much
There's a
foreign
third member,
influences,
right?
Like really messed up this place, they're still the most welcoming and the most hospitable.
I thought there were 3 in Yes Theory. I hope they show food. I love seeing new food.
As we explore the city, we continue to learn more about Tarek. We learned that he was studying to become a dentist in Syria when the war broke out. Expecting to eventually come back, he was fortunate to be able to flee to the US with his parents, where he eventually finished his education. As the years passed, having spoken up against the regime on social media, thereby being in real threat of getting detained, returning home was no longer an option. We sat down with them for a moment to hear more from them directly.
When the revolution started, I was finishing up my schooling here, and I was planning on leaving, but it happened where I had to leave way faster because things were escalating very fast. My parents were here, they were not planning on leaving ever, but a few months later, things got worse. And even when they came, the plan was just for a few months, a year or two, and 14 years later,
Dang.
coming back for the first time. I think
you
one of
imagine?
the biggest issues for Syrians leaving is that there was no closure. There was, for most Syrians, it was overnight because, again, things were going south pretty fast.
I remember that day when I flew over the land of Syria, crying so much and looking down like, hey, I'm coming back.
Man, it's so sad, man. There should be no war in the world. It makes no sense.
I used to hate that I'm war. And the Syrian people are cold. And I have food and they don't. You live with that guilt. You just want to be in touch with people. You want to be back here where you belong.
She's got a good heart.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for us to be far away.
Each of us tried to help in our own ways. I went on a couple of missions to treat Syrians, and it was 2015, 2016. There's millions of Syrians that had to go to Turkey, Jordan, Greece, and whenever you watch news, it doesn't kick in until you go and see it in real life, until you see the suffering. Those people did nothing wrong, but just existing, being at the wrong time, in the wrong place. And
It all comes down to the leadership. Wrong leadership that put a whole country in this situation.
Stay away, please.
As we continued exploring the streets, Amar got talking to a man who was organizing a speaking event.
منظمة عالمية للكتاب جمع من أعرف وأكثر منظمات في العالم اللي تهتم بحرية الرأي والتعبير والدفاع عن حق الكتاب والرأي والتعبير.
It's great how they meet so many people.
أهلا وسهلا فيكم. صار لي 13 سنة الحقيقة، ولا مرة قدرت من قلبي أقول أهلا وسهلا لحدا، بس هلا أنا ببلدي صار فيني أقول أهلا وسهلا.
They're having an initiative here that's for Syrian writers who are in exile. For the first time in the last 54 years, they could actually gather, they could get together, they could talk about their ideas freely. This just makes me so happy that now there's space for
That's something we forget, that there are some parts of the world.
Back, you know, their Syria.
We forget some parts of the world people are not free, are not safe, are not warm.
This just gives me so much hope because people of the arts in general, you couldn't simply just say what you wanted to say. You had to say what you were allowed to say, and if you go out of these bounds, you end up in a prison and your family wouldn't even know where you are. So yeah, this just gives me so much hope that writers and storytellers can reshape and retell the story of this nation.
It's insane. Free speech is not available everywhere.
This is the cradle of civilization. Yeah. So we don't want what happened throughout the last 1, 2, or 3 decades to dictate how the world sees us. And this area went through many wars throughout history, and every time we built better. So nothing different this time.
They're so freaking cute. Yes, dear. اكتبها لك.
Where are you from?
أنا مصري.
مصر.
اسمك ايه؟
سيرين.
سيرين عمار. وانت اسمك ايه؟
ميران.
ميران. ايه الاسامي الحلوة دي؟
I think that's probably one of the things that stand out to me the most being in Damascus. It's not like the people here have been living normal lives and everybody has been super oppressed, and you know, economically right now the country's struggling quite a bit, but still people really find a way to still continue being grateful and celebrating this moment.
This channel is
freedom
awesome.
that they have regardless of what they're going through right now. They just have their eyes on the future and knowing that whatever is coming can't be worse than what has passed.
سوريا حرة دلوقتي؟
أحلى.
أحلى.
ارفع راسك فوق، أنت سوري حر. 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 برافو.
Before the much anticipated return to their home, we were all fully soaking in being back in Damascus.
We are going back to one of my favorite restaurants that I think I've been to anywhere. We are about to eat one of the best meals that we will ever have in our
Guys,
life.
how big is their team? This is a high-level documentary Production value. There's the food. Oh my goodness. He's so happy to. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, that looks so delicious. Oh, sfihas.
Best food in my life.
I told you.
Yeah.
That's the only appetizers? You're kidding me.
Look at that. Look at
The
that.
sfiha, wow. That
I
is
think
delicious.
we ordered the restaurant. Did you just say one of each? Is that how you ordered?
Wow. So we have a version of the sfiha in Brazil. And
after enjoying the best meal of
Oh,
our
it's
lives,
delicious.
it was time for a uniquely Syrian experience.
How excited are you?
I don't know what we're like really getting ourselves into, to be honest.
There's no hot water here, and I haven't showered for 24 hours. This is my shower.
The guy watching getting a Mars and be like, like another guy who hasn't showered.
Very excited to get beaten, and
Qassem Hatto.
I know exactly what I'm expecting, you know?
Is he a local creator?
We're not getting slapped around.
We will.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Bro, this is third spaces to the max.
There's a barber.
Barber, there's food, there's hammam, there's shisha. You know how like for men, like all the shampoo is like 5 in 1? I guess the hammams are too, you know? It's like anything you want to do, you can do. People are just hanging out. Some people are just like in their towel. Some people are eating. Like, what?
So is this like a...
Started working here
It's a bath, right?
5 years ago.
Or a sauna?
The world hasn't seen
They called it hammam, but I don't know what that is.
Truly. So many people just hanging out, having fun. A bachelor party happening downstairs. Two homies just massaging each other. It's like we invented romance here.
Bromance. Yeah, it's the bath. It's like a sauna, isn't it? It's a steam bath, I think. It's a hot bath.
Traveling to a country like Syria is unlike traveling anywhere else on Earth. The stories that you hear, the grief that you experience, but also the overwhelming kindness that you experience leaves for a very confusing ball of emotions to unpack. After my first trip to this country in 2022, it took me about 6 months to process what I had experienced. I heavily underestimated how it would affect me, and looking back now at these old images of me, I see a very different version of myself, a much more innocent version of who I was. It wasn't until I dove into a lot of what I had experienced with the help of a therapist that I began to comprehend and vocalize a lot of the emotions that I felt had been bundled up within me. And the mission of today's story's sponsor, BetterHelp, is to make starting therapy as easy and as comfortable as possible, whether it is via phone call, text messaging, or video call. What makes it unique is that it's fully online, which gives you access to a much wider array of therapists than may otherwise be available in your city. These therapists can help you unpack your emotions like I did, no matter where you are in the world. You can start by clicking the link in the description below, filling out a short questionnaire, and BetterHelp will then match you with the therapist that best suits your needs. What I personally like about it is that if the therapist you were assigned is not necessarily a great fit for you, you can easily switch at the click of a button with no additional cost. So if this may be of interest to you, click the link in the description below or go to betterhelp.com/yestheory to get 10% off your first month.
Guys, if you want to catch me online to chat with me, I'm here at 11 a.m. Monday to Friday UK time.
On our final day with Tarek and Alia, it was finally time to go see their home.
Good morning. Mama here is calling her neighbor because she's trying to get her house key that she hasn't been to in 14 years. So you just left the key when you left in 2011 with her?
With her.
And she's still
there.
And she lived there. And you communicate with her and you keep in touch?
All the time.
Wow.
All the time. She used my house for another space for her son engagement, and I told her it's your house.
Oh, that's amazing.
Take advantage of it, yes. نحن بالاوتيل. الله يسلمك يا رب حبيبة قلبي. وانت بالبيت يا روحي مو؟
والله ايه بالبيت انا
ايه مشان هلا طالعين شي ربع ساعة من هون وبطريقنا دغري على البيت. They're the best neighbors anybody could have.
14 years with the key, that's...
14 years with
14 years.
How are you feeling?
Would you keep your neighbor's key
I'm
for 14
in Syria
years?
until I go and see my house.
This is such a beautiful story.
Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Oh, oh my God. Yes. Yes, we made it. We made it.
Oh man, I'm getting teary again. They're like little kids looking out, excited. Love it.
السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
يعطيكم العافية.
الحمد لله كله تمام.
السلام عليكم.
Oh man, I wonder how the house looks now.
14 سنة. الله يسلمك حبيب قلبي، الله يسلمك. We're here.
This is your house?
Yes, come on, go for the building. The building.
Yeah.
The building. Yes. Come on, let's go. Where is it?
They didn't want to take the elevator? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna cry. I can't see people crying because I also feel... Oh man, I'm so happy for her. And the neighbor also is a survivor and is still there after 14 years.
نرجع نشوفكم. تفضل تفضل مو معقول هيك. اهلا وسهلا.
Man, the hospitality is amazing.
Right out the window, we can see there's a Venezuelan flag. Because one of the embassy, or the embassy is based here, and he ended up marrying a Venezuelan.
Actually, he left to the U.S. 2011. I left 2011, Venezuela. Like the same time.
And his whole life he's had a Venezuelan flag out his window, and he didn't even know it until now.
عم بقول له قديشك جار ممتاز ان اخر 14 سنه الله يديمك يا رب ونعم الجار. For the past 14 years he's the perfect example of what a neighbor is in my culture. He's been taking care of our house for nothing in return.
صواريخ يعني قاعد تطلع من الراج من الجبل كل يوم يطلع 40 50 صاروخ كل يوم كل يوم.
هون في بناية محمدي. هون ما شفتوا البناية؟
تذكر لك انا عملت حساب انا طلعت جاي الشمس انت لك فضل يا حبيبي. الله يخليك.
تفضلي.
14 years.
Wow, guys. Can you imagine going back home after 14 years without being able to? She's blessing her house. Wow. She has a beautiful house. I thought it would be all moldy and you know, after 14 years, but the neighbors took care of it. W neighbors, what amazing neighbors they have. But you can see that the whole community they're very friendly and hospitable and...
Tarek's father was a cancer
Amazing.
and blood doctor back in Syria, who continued his practice in the US once they moved.
How do you feel?
Oh my God.
Is it like you remember it?
Memories, parties, the kids. Oof. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
So you see, his father was a professional, and you can see by the house that they had a very comfortable life in Syria. So if you think that they ran away from their problems, no, they had absolutely no choice. It wasn't because they wanted, you know, to seek another life in another country. No, they had a comfortable life. It looks like it. And they had a career. You know, Tarek was going to be a dentist. The house is beautiful. You know, they had a very good life before having to flee. Isn't that insane, guys? Like, that's crazy. Like, to think they had to stay 14 years away for the safety of their family. And now they're back.
This is my pull-up.
Oh, don't try it. Oh, it's still holding up. And you still can do pull-ups. Nice. Strong structure there.
This is your room. Yes. It's crazy. No electricity, but this is the first 1,000 liras I got paid because I worked a bit as a dentist here before I moved to the States.
Oh wow.
So I gave it to my dad and he put it here. That's crazy.
You still have clothes in here?
That's crazy. Frozen in time.
Lots of memories there.
Mini me.
And the neighbors didn't touch anything?
And this drives a car. That's crazy how time flies.
Are those solar panels?
بسوريا هون أنا بدي أعطي حب لكل أم. أنت البطلة الحقيقية يلي عشتي هالفترة هاي. أنت بطلة سوريا، الأم يلي طعمت أولادها وما في أكل، يلي اشتغلت وقعدت بالخيام وبردت كرمال عين أولادها وكرمال عين بلدها. فأنا بالنسبة إلي بضرب لكم التحية، أنتوا أعظم أمهات الكون.
واو.
كلنا بنضربوا تحية، كلنا بنضربوا تحية.
Oh man. Those are some powerful words, man. A mother will go to every extent for their children.
Thomas was obviously the first one to come here, and it like broke my heart not to be able to come with him, and he insisted that this time, you know, we make it happen together. But I want to ask you, you know, you obviously told me this, but why did you come back? Why did you want to come back? I don't think, I was trying to remember if we've ever gone back to a country to film again, and we haven't.
The spirit of the people that I felt here, that I got to experience, I felt fortunate to come and experience. I felt so much pain when I left, and it took me a long time to be able to gather my emotions around this trip and feeling a bit helpless for a long time. I know the power that a story can hold in changing things in people's hearts. And when I came here, I felt that we did the best we could, and at the time that we were in, but I knew that we could go so much further this time. So it was a no-brainer that we should come back here and do another story and do it together.
Thank you. That's my best friend. That's my best friend right there.
And all of your best friends. Oh my God.
Oh. That's some bromance there.
Yes, I am your mom. Yes, and your mom, and his mom, and his mom. Yes.
Oh, that is so. That's beautiful, man. I really, really, really wish they're able to rebuild and never go through that again.
Where are you from?
Damascus.
How do you feel now?
A new birthday.
A new birthday.
New birthday for the Syrian, all the Syrians.
What do you hope to see for the future?
I hope to prevail justice and honesty in this holy land. We consider Syria as a holy land because it's very, very sacred for us.
What kind of change do you hope to see beyond justice? What do you think, Syria needs today?
Equality among all the sector of the Syrian people, and nobody to undergo as the previous regime used to suppress all sector of the society. We want the justice to prevail all over the Syrian region.
Do you feel that there is a future where all of the sects can coexist here in Syria peacefully?
Exactly.
Do you feel that?
I'm absolutely sure. This is the most ancient part of the world, the origin of all religions.
They said it cradle of
Syria is open
civilization.
to all kind of people. Thank you very much for coming to here, and I hope you find a very nice stay in Damascus, and I hope all the world
you need a battery?
are welcome to visit us.
Welcome to Syria. I hope you enjoy your stay here.
Thanks.
We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Yo, Aisho Speed should go do a live stream there. That would be beautiful. You know, the world needs more of this.
What would you like to say to the Syrians who are abroad now?
Come back as soon as you feel it's safe enough for you to come back. Also, the Syrians that are out, just like me, they went through the phase of having to disconnect. So come back, connect with your culture, connect with your people.
The last few months have been a time of celebration for many Syrians, and the joy of returning home certainly puts an end to a lot of despair for Tarek, Alia, and their family, which we felt so fortunate to witness.
Mamo, do you have anything to tell Syrians abroad?
ارفع راسك فوق. انت سوري. انت سوري حر. سوريا رجعت لنا. الحمد لله.
It is, however, a chapter with lots of uncertainty that the country enters. Just as we left, lots of violence broke out with retaliations between religious sects, and many minorities now fear for their lives. We felt while traveling in Syria, meeting Christians and Muslims of all sects, that every Syrian has so much kindness and love to give. They've been intentionally divided for decades with powerful propaganda to be more easily controlled by the previous regime, which means that the country's challenge today will be, can we look beyond our past to build a new, united future? We certainly believe in and have experienced the goodness of all the Syrians here, and hope with all our hearts that peace and tolerance will eventually flourish in the region. We will explore more of this incredible and unique country in a second story coming out next week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.
Wow. There's a part 2, guys. Dude, this is... Oh, man. Not many YouTube channels have this type of quality. Oh, no way. way. This hasn't even broken 1 million views. Come on, YouTube. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Look, it has 800K. Why does it not have 1 million views yet? Oh man, guys. If you're watching this right now, go over there and, you know, like their videos, share their videos. We need to spread this to a lot of people who are watching. That is so beautiful. And I love and respect what Yes Theory does. These guys are absolutely, you know, professionals at what they do. The quality is absurd, and the bravery, you know, the stories that they bring, it's so inspirational, so wholesome. As I said, I haven't seen much of them, but I remember seeing some of their videos. I can't remember all of them, but the one I remember that I watched from beginning to end was the one with Will Smith. And that was very interesting. And what stood out was their, I think it's their slogan, "Seek Discomfort," which Will Smith was really enjoyed that mentality. Because sometimes we think discomfort is something bad for us, and sometimes, and most of the time, it's not. Because when you leave your comfort zone, that's where you find your true meaning, your true calling. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Whiplash, for requesting this. And as I said, these long videos, I couldn't be able to do them, you know, I couldn't be able to be full-time here without your support. So thank you so much, guys. And if you want to request a video just like Whiplash did, go over to Buy Me Coffee, click over here, or click over here to see more of my YouTube reactions. Take care for now. Bye-bye.